Let's take a look at our first part, activity one. It should take you somewhere around 3 or 4 hours probably to do all of this. And this is your research phase. So you're going to research the standards, NFPA 13 fire risers, and just look at the who, what, where, when, and why. And and I'd like you to make a little spreadsheet or slide or document that sort of shows what you've learned. You might make it as a mind map, as a knowledge map, as we did at the beginning of the semester, or you can just make a slideshow or a sheet, just a place for you to annotate what you've done. And so I gave you a couple of links to show sort of what you might be looking at. Here was one that I found. I just typed in NFPA 13 and I found this, and it's kind of cool. It's by some NewYorkEngineers.com, nearby engineers. I don't know who these people are, but as I read it, it seemed reasonable. Fire sprinklers in New York City, local amendments, and so these are some things that you can read about it. Oh, look at that. It depends on how it's occupied as to what type of hazard it is. Depending on the hazard, you have classifications for the type of sprinkler systems and things like that. So you can be reading of these are all the different types of sprinkler systems that there are. And the types that I normally worked in were wet pipe and deluge. Those were the two most commons. And then because a lot of our valves were used in the north, Minnesota and Wisconsin and places like that, um, there were some antifreeze ones. And then this circulating closed loop. Those are all kind of part of wet pipe. Okay, so you can take a look at some of these and get a little bit of information about that. And then you could look at maybe link number two. And whoa, my gosh, that is a fire room. So there's probably a big fire pump over here, pumping into the manifold, and each of these goes to a different part of the building. And this is a common way to do it. Okay, and you can see these are each little fire risers. You can see the gate valve, the check valve, the drain valve, the gauges. This may be the flow meter, all sorts of cool stuff on here. A little drain valve. So you can look this over and just get some good information about it. This guy's probably I haven't watched this one, but I'll bet you he looks very knowledgeable and official. And so just start reading some of these things and trying to find out what's going on with fire systems. And you should do more than this. You should do more than just these two. I'm asking you to do about three. Okay. And then just go online and find some typical fire riser assemblies. That's just a Google search, right? Fire riser, um, and you can even just look at a fire riser room and look at images, and you'll just get tons of different fire risers that you can be looking at. And they can be very complex. Sometimes they're very, very simple. Like this one is a fairly simple looking one right here. Okay. Here's one that looks like it's probably outside. Those happen too. Sometimes they are outside. Here's one with a fire pump. And so there we go. Those are just to give you some good ideas and just get some background. It's good to know background. If you want to, you can even look into fire sprinklers and figure out a little bit how they work. And then just make a product list. Okay. Um, that's the wrong link. That link should go to, my apologies. That link should go to this one right here. So let me fix that right now while we're doing this. Don't know how I messed that up. Well, that's not working either. Okay, I'll come back and fix that up. Okay, and so use some sort of a format like a bill of materials to make a list each part, and then I want to see data sheets for each one. Some of them you can find in here. Like here's the double check data sheet, and here's fire department connection data sheet, and here's in building riser data sheet, and here's gate valve. But the gate valves are included on here, so you'll just go through and put some links to all of those. Just get yourself ready, and then choose either a 3-inch or a 4-inch to model. I'm going to choose a 4-inch main riser. Okay, so that's your basics on your activity number 1. Just getting yourself prepared, doing a little background work, doing some research, so that as you start doing your modeling, you have a little bit of knowledge on what to do. And there it is. Research fire risers.